Sorry. Hey, everybody, it's me, Roy, with One Day Better. And I gotta tell you, I was a real handful growing up. I got into so much trouble with so many different weird things that I would do in my life. So I'm gonna share this one with you because I went to lunch with a friend of mine a couple of days ago and we were talking and everything, and it totally brought back this memory. And so I just had to share it because it was just so ridiculous and so funny. So if you ever, I know I caused my parents, I don't know how many gray hairs growing up. Then stay tuned because this is ridiculous. Okay, so to kind of set some of this up, I imagine that I was probably, I look back now and I probably was like 10. I mean, I could have been 9. I don't know. But my friend and I were sewer rats at one point. We would go down to the park and climb under one of the giant pipes that would lead to the sewer systems under the city. And we were really good. Like, we knew exactly where we would be when we were like going through the sewer systems or whatever else, wherever it is that we were at. So we got to a point where we were like really good and we knew where we were at. But there was this one day that we obviously made a wrong turn and we came out from under a manhole cover and we were like, where the F are we? We ran to one side of the street and didn't recognize any of the street signs, ran to the other street. We were like, oh my God, I have no idea where we are. None of these streets sounded familiar and we were just so lost. And it was like, the only thing we could do was to go to a neighbor's house and fess up to the whole situation and have my dad come and get us. So here's this video. So this is the major entrance that we would use 90% of the time to actually run amok under the city. And I still go back and look at it and I'm like, how did that even happen? Just crazy. All right, so I believe, honestly, that this is the one that we came up from under, which is crazy to think about because, again, we came up here and we didn't really know the street, Matthews Drive or whatever it is. And, we walked to the end of the street and we were like, well, what's Rockland? We don't know this area. And so, yeah, I'll take a picture. So we came up here and we kind of came to the end of this road and we were like, well, we don't recognize any of this. And so obviously we ended up going back here towards the other street and coming up here. And we were just so bewildered because, again, I got to think about this because of time frame. I would imagine that we were like 9, maybe 8. We were still so very young. And, we kind of came up here and here's the other street sign. And so we obviously didn't know the street we were on, but we didn't know this Gainsborough road either. And then we even kind of went down to, I think, even this next one. And it's just so funny to think that, we were so good. We had just gotten so used to it and we knew, or at least we thought we did, right? We thought we knew exactly where we were. And when we came up under this one manhole cover and we had no idea where we were at, we were really shocked and we were kind of scared and we were like, holy crap, what are we gonna do? I have no idea because I don't know any of these street names. And here's this next one. And it's obviously Matthews and Henry, and we didn't really know that one either. So we were just so perplexed And again, you think about the fact that we're, like 8, 9 years old, and it just was so, like, it was just such a weird thing because we knew we couldn't be far, obviously, but we just didn't recognize any of the streets, any of the signs. So we did the only thing we could do. We went to one of the neighbors' houses and explained our situation, because of course this was way before cell phones. And look here, there's another manhole cover, so that could have been very well this one too. It's really hard to tell because again, it was so long ago, and I never really ever kind of came back to this area. But so we ended up going to a neighbor's house, and we had to call my dad to say, hey, my friend and I, we don't know where we were. We had to fess up, like we were running under the sewer systems in the city. And of course that was like a whole nother conversation and ass whipping. So that I remember anyways. I'm sure my friend also had his little moments, but we had to kind of explain, like, this is what was going on, this is what we had been doing, and we don't know where we're at, can you come and get us? So I look back now and it's just so ridiculous, because like most kids probably call their parents and be like, hey, can you pick us up from the skating rink, or can you pick us up from the movies is done, can you come back to the mall and get us? No, I'm calling my dad to come and get me because I was running the sewer systems and didn't know what manhole I came up under. It's just so ridiculous. So I think that's so funny. It just makes me laugh so much to think about this was like that intersection where we were just so astounded. So that's just one of those little crazy stories from my childhood.